所以最主要就是要让大家知道说那个物件的定义，我们要怎么去就物件的定义是这一部影片里边所探讨的。
So we're gonna watch the film with the idea of like objects, of relations of the objects in the film.
所以就是物件与物件之间的关系会出现在这一部影片中。
Regardless of the question of scale, of time, and of place.
不管是尺幅大小、时间，或者是地点。
So just before watching the film, we're gonna start with this quote by Graham Harman from an article named "The Third Table."
所以在我们开始这一部作品的影片之前，我们先来看这个引用，所以是 Graham Harman 他的一篇文章里面写的第3张桌子。
Maybe you can translate. Yeah, like.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 所以这个英文是有点复杂，可是用中文翻译的大概意思是说，我们不能把自己解约。陈老师，你刚才说那个解约化约成我们不能把自己化约成那个，就把所有的事情都当作它是一个物理的、物质的，还是原子的。可是我们也不可以把我们的人类主义提高到我们是好像上帝往上这样。
Yeah, since it's a little bit difficult, so I'm going to help a little bit to explain a little bit. 他这边的意思就是说，其实因为在讲的是说，到底那我们在如果你是用 O 的概念去看这个世界的关系的时候，那他认为说我们不能是怎样，也不能是怎样。首先第一种比较简单，就是说，就是用那种完全是humanistic， 就是说一切以人的观点。那这个上次我们有讲过，就是说你不能全部用人为中心的，然后去想物件，所以我们不能用这种态度，把自己好像弄到高高在上，然后看那个东西这样，这我们不可以。另外一种就是说，是不是我们在看每一个物件的时候，或者每个物的时候，也不能，他认为说也不能就是只像科学似的，那 reducer 就是说我们把自己化约到科学式，就是说举个例子，我在看一个桌子的时候，你不能只是把它看到说它就是一些那个物理的原子的重合聚合而已，或者是说你在看一颗石头的时候，你就想说啊，它不过就是一些那个化石，或者是说什么岩石的组成的，就是说你也不能低到那种地步。那也就是说，他希望就是说我们维持在一个角度里面，就是说不要把自己当成很高很高，就用人的角度去看。但是呢，你也不能直接就把那些所有的叫做被称为物的存在，就单纯只是把它当作是一种物理性的存在。那后面那句就交给你。
我们那个第3句就说，我们只能成为物件的猎人，这样。Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can I explain a bit?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, so this means that we cannot really consider the world as something very rational that we can all understand. Okay. So, okay, we're just maybe going to talk about this question of a hunter of objects.
Sorry, don't pass it.
Okay. So we can talk a bit about this question of hunters of objects.
所以我们要说这个猎人物件的猎人的概念。Hello. Yeah. 所以我们现在要解释那个第3个句子的概念，就是物件的猎人。
Yeah. Because so it's a quote that I discovered a month ago. So after finishing the film.
所以这个引用是他完成了他的作品1 1个月以后他才发现的。
But actually, it's very related to what happened in the film, even in a bit too much first degree.
Too much first degree. 对，虽然就是他后来才发现，可是他觉得这两个他的影片跟这个有很大的关联。
We can talk about that after.
可是我们可能先看了影片，再来讨论，继续讨论的。
So I'm just gonna give you 1 or 2 things of the context of the film, and then we can watch the film.
好，那现在给大家1、2个这个影片的概念，然后我们再看。Who?
Okay.
It's
okay. So it's a film shot again in north of France, but in another region.
所以这一部影片也是法国的北部所完成的。
It was all shot in a former industrial region.
所以它之前是那个industry， 它之前是那个工业社区，工业化的区。
And all the landscape in the film are related to exploitation of the underground by the industry.
所以这个影片里边的那个landscape 地景都是在拍摄那个被剥削的挖矿的人们，或者是挖石头的那些矿工。对，有懂吗
？Okay. And one last thing, so there is a text in this film, unlike yesterday. There is a text, like a voiceover in the film, unlike yesterday.
所以今天要看的影片跟昨天是一样，就是有那个旁白还有 subtitle text.
Yeah, and it's subtitled, so it's in French, subtitled in English, and the text is a bit complicated. So if you don't follow the whole text, it's okay.
就是它影片里边的那些 subtitle 有点复杂，所以大家就尽量看。对。
Yeah. And so the text talks about a journey, like a journey.
所以那个里边的文字是诉说一个旅程。Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
La fosse avait été creusée pour être un canal, qui n'avait jamais été mis en eau. Elle avait servi de décharge à l'usine chimique. Les maisons identiques du nouveau quartier s'étaient installées autour. La fosse, désormais souterraine, était maintenant une pelouse, peuplée de chiens et d'enfants. Par endroits, sous la lumière filtrée par les branches, on y percevait, comme un vertige, des reflets irisés et marbrés, des taches violettes et bleues en courbes entremêlées. Le même phénomène était visible sur le pelage des chiens, où suintaient des plaies. Une année, après le blizzard, l'humidité a été telle que les produits chimiques sont remontés. Cette année-là, l'histoire du lieu a débordé à la surface du paysage. Les strates se sont emmêlées et on a vu les couleurs se métamorphoser. Avec des habitants qui se dispersaient, on a décidé de faire le chemin inverse, de descendre le fleuve qui aurait dû être relié au canal. Sur le chemin, on a vu des ponts plier et s'effondrer. Sur le chemin, le fleuve était invisible et les talus donnaient l'impression de courir après une colline qui s'étirait sans relâche. Nous avons voulu rassembler les restes et repartir des débris. Nous avons traversé les plaines quand l'eau s'asséchait. Nous avons vu changer les paysages, les buissons enfler et devenir des arbres. Après quelques jours, nous avons atteint une zone humide. On a escaladé les levées, et le fleuve était là, boueux, presque inerte, hanté par des silhouettes de navires, comme des villes flottantes. On a suivi le fleuve jusqu'au bout, jusqu'au cul-de-sac. Jusque là où les cyprès vibrent quand les hélicoptères rejoignent leur plateforme. Les flaques mates s'agrippent à la rouille des bateaux de pêcheurs, comme les embruns moites à la peau. C'est là où le fleuve rejoint la mer, où la terre s'éteint dans le golfe. Au fond de l'eau rugissaient des carcasses, et parmi les ombres bleues se dessinaient des formes. Bien avant notre départ, j'ai rencontré ces gens qui protestaient, depuis longtemps déjà. C'était le jour où la pile de débris a dépassé la canopée de la ville, devenant la plus haute construction. Ils racontaient que les sous-sols étaient envahis. Au loin, dehors, grandissaient des horizons mordus. Ils avaient décidé de tout laisser là et partir. Ils voulaient subvertir les cartes et redessiner des lignes à partir de leurs mouvements. Ils voulaient disparaître quelque part parmi les vibrations du sol. C'est là que je suis arrivé.
don't know if there are first questions about maybe something that were not understood during the film. Like I can talk about the text or.
就是没有哪里不明白的吗？就是你们想要了解哪一个方面多一点，关于这一部作品。
Yeah, first maybe you can talk about the title because it looks really romantic, but it is.
Yeah, so the first story, so the title is Love Canal, but it's actually the name of a real place, a real space.
虽然就是它那个标题看起来很浪漫，可是其实它是一个真实的地方名字。
And it's the place where there was the first environmental scandal in the USA.
是在美国一个
环境的丑闻。
对环境的丑闻。
And it's also the scandal that led to the first environmental laws in the 70s, 80s. It's the first law, yeah, about environment in the U.S. After this scandal.
就是在这个事件以后，美国就有了第一个环境。
关于环
有
保的法律，
对，有关环保的立法。
As you see in the film, there are a lot of objects, like at the common definition of objects.
所以在这部影片上，我们可以看到很多物件，就是一般我们所定义的物件。
Like here, or
比如说这个
here, or even this one.
甚至是这个。
So those objects are a mix of like objects I did and objects I found when I was searching places to shoot the film.
所以这些物件都是有一些是他创造的，有一些是他找到的。就是他寻找他拍摄地点的时候所收集到的。
So it can either be like a real rock that I found that was the material that the industry used at this time.
所以有些物件是当时的工业他们残留下来的物件。
And for example, this one it's a 3D print.
所以比如说这个其实是一个3D 列印的物件。
Because you can see all the strats.
但是我们可以看到那个纹路是比较不自然的。
So all this question of strats in the film relates to the geography.
是纹路，它那个 strat 是一层一层，像地层的。
一层一层，就是那个 layer， 一层一层。
And so it speaks also because it's filmed about this question of scale between like the very small scale and the huge scale of those landscapes. So it speaks about the question of scale also.
就是他在说尺幅的大小。
The idea of the objects that I designed and created were to have like this ambiguity about whether it's like a built object or an object found. So all the collection of like, I think there were like 80 objects at the end.
所以这里大概有80个物件，然后他在创造这些物件的时候，其实他有故意把它弄得模棱两可，就是跟真实的物件模棱两可的。
And also because the landscape we saw in the film, they can look very natural, like the first one, for example, which could be like a kind of a canyon or a view of like a natural park in the U.S.
所以就是我们在影片的开端可以看到一些很大自然的景观，比如说很像那个美国大峡谷。
But it's a place that is it's an exploitation so it's a quarry.
可是这个是一个剥削劳工的地方，剥削那一些矿工石头工的地方。
Yeah, so another view of the object.
对，就是他在分头照片看的。
But also, I think, so those objects are not the only objects in the film. The objects I created are also in the film among other objects. So if you want to read the film like through the scope of the question of objects, if you want to read through the scope of the question of objects.
如果你要就是阅读这一部作品，如果你要用物件的角度来阅读这个作品的话，
we can do like, so this, for example, this is like the beginning, of course it's not exhaustive, but it's the beginning of a collection of different objects of the film.
所以这个图就是这部影片里边不同物件的集结。
Yeah, but yeah, I did it for the presentation. Yeah.
Oh, it's a documentation.
Yeah. Yeah, to me it's yeah, it's the start for like this yeah, to not to read the film in another way. Like, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not talking about the unification. I mean, this and all the object and also the thing all together. It's the whole that makes the group work. So yeah, it's part of it.
How is it a way to communicate it? Why?
No, so it's just yeah, to me I did that to try to express another way of seeing the film that is not linear as the film.
因为刚才陈老师就问他说这张图是不是作品的一部分，然后他的回答说是透过这张图我们可以用可能不同的角度去观看这个作品吧。
所以他说可以是也可以不是。对。
So yeah, so for example here we see like either the big factory or the insect at the end. Okay, I can show here. Like here it could be like the factory where the guy passes by.
所以从上图我们可以看到，比如说这个工厂，还有那个虫，都有一只虫。
And here like the insect we see at the end.
Yeah.
Like the car wreck.
这个就是那个刚才我们在影片有看到的车，盘烧毁的那一台车。
Or just a bag.
或者是一个包包。
Supposed to be a bag?
Yeah, well, come on. But it's the bag of the film, no? I mean, it's the true. Okay. I'll come back to that after.
我等下再回来。
So, for example, so I'm going to just take like 3 objects, just to question this idea of objects, and I'm going to talk about 3 of those.
所以他会举例3个物件来解释它这个概念，物件的概念。
Okay. So, for example, there is a moment where the female character take a rock inside something.
就比如说看有一幕是那个男人他把石头放进包包的那一幕。
No, it's the girl when the blonde girl.
Sorry, I heard the guy. 反正是个女生，没差了。
But so So she found it like somewhere, but also it's actually it's a 3D print.
他就是在影片中，他是显示说他找到嘛，可是其实这个是一个3D 列印的物件。
But it's a 3D print that has the shape of something organic. Not organic in the no. Natural also.
很自然的一个，很像自然物件的一个3D 列印。
So, and as I talked before with the question of the strats, sorry.
就是刚才我提起的那一个3D 列印那个一层一层的那一个一层一层的那一个。
To me, these small objects also speak about like way bigger and way wider places that we see in the film. It's like a small pieces that talk about the whole.
所以它这个很像一个缩小版的，刚才那个地景的一个缩小版的物件的模型的感觉。
So it's a way of creating a relation between scales in the film.
所以就是他在玩那个尺寸的大小。
Through a small object that is only like plastic.
就是用塑胶来去呈现它的那个大小的尺幅，他在把玩这一个关系的。
So to me, this object, for example, but the other one also, but maybe this one is contain the whole fiction of the film.
所以他认为这个物件它承载着整个虚构的。虚构的故事，就这一块石头承载着整个作品虚构的故事。
So I say that, but it's question like it's ideas that are to fit the question about what is can be an object, to open the idea of what can be an object.
所以透过这个东西，他就打开一个问题。什么是物件，还是什么可以成为一个物件
So there is also to me in the film like this moment when the guy jump in the hole, in the black hole.
所以对他来说，在那个男人跳进这个黑洞的时候
，then it links like two spaces and also links.
Okay. 就是它连接着两个空间
，and also two scales because after that through the fire we go in the object world.
就是两个空间跟两个尺寸，因为那个男人跳进去这个黑洞以后，他就马上瞬间换到下一幕是另外一个场景。
So even if it's a hole, so it doesn't have any materiality, it's a hole, but also to me can be understood as an object in the film.
In the hole can be an object. 所以这个洞也可以是一个物件，在这个影片中。
So then we have a smartphone, so we all agree a smartphone is an object.
所以这是一个智慧型手机，然后我们都承认说。手机是一个物件
，but at the same time, in the film, it's more like actually through this small object, we have the wider view of the whole world that they are crossing.
但同时在影片中，我们看到那个手指一直在手机里边扩大那个世界嘛，它也是一个
sorry.
就是
yeah, through the object you see the whole world of the whole fictional world of the film.
透过这个手机，我们可以看到手机里的世界，就从小的里边看到大的世界。
Yeah, so it's like a window, like this. It's a window in the hugest window to this world. Like the smartphone is the hugest window in the film, the whole world.
所以 手机是一个窗口，一个视窗，就是让我们通往世界，通往世界。
And then we have like the car that we see in the film.
还有这个那个刚才烂掉的车，那个框框。
So if we think of the car as an object, pretty common and usual.
对，因为通常车子我们就是想到车子就要开它嘛，可是它是一个坏掉的物件的，所以它是一个坏掉的车子，所以它是一个物件。
But also at this moment, it's a car that is like wrecked and burned.
所以它现在就是一个烧掉的车子。
And so it holds like traces of like it can be like kind of a ghost or something. Like it holds traces of like what happened before, I guess.
所以它变成也像是一个痕迹，就是之前发生过什么事情的痕迹。
Just question a little bit. So at the end, so I'm going back to the drawing, and I talked at the beginning about this collection of objects.
所以回到上题，这个就是那个图的集结，他把他们的关系这样画一遍。
But what I would find interesting is to think that it's not just an object like it's not just a list of objects.
所以他不要他们就只是一个物件的清单
，but it's just a world that is made out of like a lot of relations.
所以它是一个物件之间互相连接所组成的世界跟关系。
Like a web, I would talk about a web of relation.
他要说那个关系的网路，对，脉络，关系网。这个关系我知道什么
Like a web with like the spider web, you know the spider.
可是没有蜘蛛。
And to me, it can be related like we can talk of an ecology of objects, I would say.
所以他在这里要谈的就是那个物件之间的生态。
And yeah, so but to go back to the first and the definition of ecologist.
所以我们首先要谈的就是生态的这个定义
，which is a science, so it's ecology, just like geology or geography.
就是生态其实跟地理啊或者历史就是同等级的定义。
And so ecology, if you take like the definition, the basic like the definition of ecology, it's the science of the relations between the human and the human and the non-human and the living, but also the non-living, all the human and all the rest of the environment.
所以那个生态这个最基本的定义是说人和周遭环境还有物件的坏了没了。
So ecology would be the science. So the science that studies the relation between the human and everything that surrounds the human.
所以生态是关于人和周遭环境的一个科学。
So what's around it? It's like the animals, like the living. So something living and something not living.
所以就是生物跟非生物。
So it draws. So it puts the definition of ecology puts the human in the middle, and all that surrounds him around.
所以生态这个定义呢，就是把人类放在中间，物件还是其他生物、非生物是围绕在人的身边的，人是一个主体。
But maybe if we accept what we were talking about yesterday, which would be like an object-oriented ontology perspective of the world.
所以我们昨天谈到就是那个物导向本体论。
Then the human, like the little guy that you see here, could be like another object, like from the list.
所以人类就是我们可以看到它变得很小了，它只是那个清单中的其中一个物件。
And then we could talk about an ecology of objects.
然后我们就可以去谈这个物件的生态。
And that would be the design of the. What I didn't say even at the beginning is that the idea was like to take this film, that this fictional world as a world, and so read it as a world, like as a finished product. Okay, so no, the idea was like the idea of this drawing, which is just a little part, it could be like bigger, and you could add all the other objects.
这个只是一个小小的集结图，可能它可以是更大的，它只是一个开始的点样，它可以不断的扩充扩大。
But it would be like if we see this film as a world, well, this would be the reading of this film as an ecology of objects.
所以我们看这一部影片的话，这一些就是一个世界，一个生态学，一个世界。
Okay. So just to show you, so this would be the lake, and it would be the car being in the lake.
所以这个是那个湖，然后上面那一个是刚才那台车子。
But then the lake is in the smartphone.
可是那个湖是在那个手机里边。
Maybe the insects is one object that it talks about everything. So I don't know. It's right. So yeah, it can be even like because during the film you think maybe that it's the guy that is telling the story.
所以一开始我们就一直以为影片的开端，我们就以为那个男主角他是在讲故事，他是一个说故事的人。
But the last sentence is, and that's when I arrived, and it's said by like a little bug.
所以到最后的时候，我们看到那只虫跑出来，就说哦，当我抵达的时候。啊？其实是虫。对啊，后来是虫在说我抵达的时候，而不是那个老头。
Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
好了，谢谢。
Bravo.
I don't know, maybe if you have like questions about anything.
对，大家有疑问吗？
Just to start the dialogue, we already talked about it, so I think it was interesting. So I ask again the question. I just want to know the process you use with the actor, because they are acting a bit weird, or I don't know. They are like a bit dancing in a really slow way. So just can you talk about it?
所以 Gabriel 在问说，他对他在这个影片用这个演员的时候，他想要知道他们是怎么样的关系，还是因为通常有
Okay. So yeah, with the actors, I worked. So they didn't really have like a role in the general acceptance of what it can be like being an actor and having a part.
就是一般我们看演员在演戏的时候，他们就是有一个角色嘛，他要去演，他要了解那个角色。可是在这一部影片当中，他就是没有要那个演员去有那么多的角色设定。
Yeah. So they don't have like psychology, for example.
哦呀，所以就也没有那个心理状态，没有心理学心理状态。
So the idea was when I like really what I did with them is that I brought them to the landscape where we would be shooting.
所以他怎么拍摄呢？就是他把演员就带到拍摄现场那个地址。
Yeah, and they would spend time in the place to like really get to know it.
所以他们会花一点时间在那边走来走去、晃来晃去，就是去了解那个地方。
And then I would, me and the DOP, so the guy that is holding the camera, we were like working in a very open, like it was actually the actor that was kind of directing the movement and how we would film it. So it's exactly the opposite of what it's usually it's like.
所以他跟那个摄影师就是跟着他们，就是到处走，然后就变成说，反而是演员是主导着导演跟摄影师的这样，就跟以往一般导演是主要的，他就是掌握主权的那个方式是不同的，相反的。
So it was a bit like the object, they were like supposed to be kind of part of the landscape. It's a bit like the objects, they were kind of being part of the landscape. The actors.
哦，所以那个演员就很像一个物件，就在这一部片里面，他们也是一个物件。
And as you see in the last sequence of the film, like with the 4 actors.
所以我们可以在影片中看到那4个人的时候
，Yeah, there is something a bit choreographic on the way they move and also with the camera.
所以我们看到那4个人有一点，那个叫什么翻译？就桥段那个跳舞，就是有一点编排的舞蹈这样。
Because at this moment they had all the object and they knew it because we already worked with the object, me and the actors. They already know the object and they had all the objects around.
OK， 就是他们已经了解那些物件，然后并且就是在那个物件旁边拍来拍去。
And the idea was that their body and the object were like moving in the same way, like getting closer and then getting farther.
所以他们刚才我们有看到，他就是抬那个物件嘛，就是拉近距离啊，又拉远距离。
Yeah, so to me, like as the objects were creating a new landscape, as I showed it from very close.
所以对他而言，那些物件在移动的时候，也是制造了一个新的风景。
The bodies also together were creating, I would say, a new community or like, yeah, a new community.
所以他们成为了一个新的，好像社区，一个组织，一个就是组织或者社区这样。
So there was a direct related correlation between what the bodies and what the objects were doing. There was a very direct relation between what the bodies and what the bodies, yeah, the actors and the objects were doing.
所以那个演员跟物件有一个很直接的关系。
Yeah. So yeah, to work with them to do that because you cannot say okay, just do whatever you want to someone.
所以就是要制作这一种影片，就跟演员说你们要做什么都可以。
I worked with technique of hypnosis.
他就是
Yeah.
这个有点像催眠的。
Hypnosis. I worked with technique of hypnosis.
就是他有用那种催眠的方式的技巧在做这个作品。
And which is so not the hypnosis for show, but it's like technique of real hypnosis.
就是不是为了电视节目，还是做成的那个催眠，而是。Can you explain a bit more about that?
So the idea is that you don't say to someone what, like, you try to make the form, like, because we talk about the form, of the coming from the actor and not from the director asking him to do one stuff exactly. You understand? Yeah, but it's through language that you. Ouais, mais après c'est vraiment le langage ouvert. So I worked with as a technique. I work with a choreographer that uses hypnosis in his work.
就是他有跟那个编舞者，那个编舞者他就是之前有做过类似用催眠的技巧去做他的作品，所以他 Elsa 是跟他合作的。
And the idea was to get the actors to do themselves what we would like them to do, and not to force them to do that.
所以那个主要的概念是让演员就是稍微你给演员一点方向，一点点而已，然后演员自己去做，而不是说像以往就是强迫式的去主导他们说你们要做什么或怎么样。
我非常喜欢这件作品。那我这边有一个问题就是我觉得我感觉上这个作品本身就是所思考的就是物件跟物件之间的关系，人同样也是类似一个物件。那你先翻译。
He likes this work a lot because from this film he can see or feel the relationship between the object and human.
就是同样是均等的，就是它是一个没有中心的。
It's without any center point.
那我在想一个问题，这样的一个思考，是不是跟我们使用科技网络有关系？就是说，我们发明网际网络，可是同样的网际网络给我们这个机会去思考。人在这个网络世界里面，其实不是一个东西。
So he's wondering that is
internet 影响。
Is this work related to our like the internet generation? Because human is like one small thing, web. Yeah, so
所有东西都是关系。
Everything is related, like the web, internet web.
Yeah. It's like Yeah, right. Yeah. So,
我有一个问题，就是说这些几乎只是一个把物件视同是一个图像，然后我们看到的是几乎是一些物件图像的关系，我们其实不再去关心这个物件本身的意义。就是说，这个意义其实是应该说不是一个充分条件，我们看到了、接收到的就是那个图像之间的关系而已。可以翻译。
我来翻译好了。Try to make short， 就是让短一点的。不好意思说，no。He thinks that we see only the icons of object, but not the sense or the meaning of the object. We don't ask, wow, what does it mean, this object? We see just the relation and between them.
But I'm happy we see that because it's actually it was my idea. And
他说这个就是他要想。
And also,
但是有一个问题，我想问你，就是说，为什么那些icon或是那些物件像本身底下会有文字？他刚刚有一些，比如说画了一些图像，然后底下有文字。
That's the case why you use some.
What did I what?
What did you use some words when I arrived and
that's when I arrived. Oh, but it's just the text at the end. of the, it's the text, the line of the insect at the end.
So if you don't want to insist the meaning, so why do you, why is it so necessary to use some words or text?
To me, it's not a meaning. It's just it replaced this insect in the whole film. So it's just like a very backward movement just at the end of the film. And also, since I didn't know if anyone would understand this, I just wrote it because I did this one like for the presentation today.
他的其实意思不是说那个要指涉是什么意义啊，那只不过最后就是说他在指向就是说最后那个是结尾，然后他又回到原始的。
我知道，就是说，也就是说，文字如果在他这边解释的只是一个物件 ，OK。
就是说，所以so words or text for you is a part of, is also an object.
Yeah, it's a layer. Yeah. It's a layer of fiction, but just like the it's another. Yeah, and to me, it's just like. So you have the object and the human, and just one thing I think now is that sometimes when you say, when we talk about OO and we say, okay, it's just like, I don't know, this camping bag is just like a human, it feels a bit uncomfortable, I guess, because you say, okay, I'm just that. But at the same time, what I try to do in the film is like to film, not to put the human down, just like object, but maybe to put everything up. So I film the object with like in a precious way, but in a living precious way.
他说他的目的也不是说要把人给压下来，他是想把物给提升上来。所以当他在拍摄这些物的时候，他用一个比较 precious way， 就是比较很像宝贵的方式，就是不是像那种你就是一个物的那种方式，就是提高物的一个位置。
因为除了这个关系性思考之外，我还观察到一个空间时间的概念。
And also I observed a sort of relation of time and space.
就是说这个空间跟时间的概念跟使用科技界面来用手机或者是这个荧幕。
And I think it's also related to the usage of technology, for example, the smartphone and also.
缩放就是。
the zoom in and zoom out.
然后或者说在外面在里面，或者说进，或者说这种进出都不是物理空间。
And come in and out is not physical space.
就是说它是一种精神状态。
It's just a state of spirit.
就是这个状态，我在想说，就说这个是因为使用这些科技。让人解放，让人跟这个进入。
And I think it's the technology which liberate us to let them get into this state. I mean, this mental state.
就是说，对我来讲，这种去人类中心的，刚好是卡死，就是这个技术啊，就是能够去人类中心。
And I think that it is. Because, or thanks to the technology, that human is no more the center of the universe.
But also, all the technology in the film is kind of broken. It was important to me. Like the screen of the smartphone is broken. Yeah, the car is like a wreck. And at the beginning, we have like this machine, this living machine that acts kind of like an animal to me, I think. Like it's hesitating, and it's just destroying the perfect like shape built by obviously human.
Also there was something quite funny. I realized the smartphone is already old future. I mean, it's not new technology anymore. We already know this since more than 10 years. And it looks like archaeological something. Object I found.
It's like an old object and it's broken anyway. So maybe it's the last smartphone or like an old smartphone that they found somewhere, we don't know.
It becomes really fast old.
Yeah.
Tu veux des photos par exemple, comme un vidéo-objet,
Ce qu'il dit Gabriel, je pense que c'est déjà, de toute manière, les smartphones, ça va tellement vite et tellement vite. Ah oui. So the smartphones are like, so already like it gets very each year there is a new one. And this one is broken and it's very cheap smartphone, like a cheap old smartphone. So it's not even like it's not like the last iPhone with like the perfect screen, but it could be like maybe because if maybe this screen is in the future, we don't know, or in the very, it can be like the last smartphone they found like from the past, or we don't know.
我理解 if I understand well, is that 就是说它就是里面你会看到说像那个手机，也就是坏掉的手机啊，它就在呈现一个东西的时候，它会把它呈现是一个很像废墟，就是废墟的，就是东西的废墟状态啊，我不知道怎么讲，就是它都呈现它已经坏，所以你会不知道说那到底是将来的世界回头来看现在呢，还是什么，你不太确定。所以那个有一种，就是他刚刚讲的，他没讲，这是我的发展，就是说那边有一种模棱两可的，你不知道你现在是在什么时间，你不知道你是在现在或是未来在看这件事情。
那这个同时是一个这种就是说把未来现在化，这个同时是一个速度，这种速度的一个现代人的。
Okay. He thinks that in this way, it seems that you bring 把未来现在 you bring the future to the present. So and he thinks that it's also the effect that we have been always tracing everything in a high speed.
一定是一共。就说就是在这个年代里面，其实很难区分一个没有年，就是它几乎是一个没有年代的，没有年代的一种年代。
Yeah, but also we were saying maybe the smartphone is like just an archaeological piece that they found. So yeah. But yeah, for sure, it's a science fiction film to me. Like, yeah.
所以就是说，他会把那个手机也处理得很像我们在考古发现的那种东西。以前考古，这不是他说的，是我说，就以前考古呢发现一个碗嘛，那所以他就是让那个好像手机，现在我们在用的手机，很像是那个，也是很像考古状态那样子。所以他说这个就有点像是科幻片。
In science fiction, also maybe I can say a word about science fiction. I would say that. So in the common sense, science fiction it's like related to science.
一般我们会认为说科幻好像跟那个科学有关系。
But to me, it's not that. It's like it's very a speculative gesture toward the future.
但是他会觉得说那个事实上是有一种就是怎么去看未来。
So it's, if we are like today. To me, science fiction would be being tomorrow and see the day after tomorrow.
那所以说对他来说，就是说，如果我们现在的话，其实这不能这么说，我们好像是在看未来，然后也是在看未来的未来，是这样吗？
对，未来。
The day after tomorrow， 后天。
And maybe so. Also, it was interesting for me to shoot a science fiction film in these landscapes.
所以为什么就是我在这样的一个地景，然后去拍这个片子
Because it's a whole region that was like very kind of devastated by industry and desindustrialization.
那所以就因为那个是一个地方，就是完全好像就是被那个工业所那个就有点是被它侵入之后，整个被它淹没，对，被它毁一样。
Not destroyed, reshaped actually, yeah, because it's yeah.
而且重新就是把它那个 reshape， 重新塑造，是现实的。
And yeah. And maybe it's places that need new fictions to me because they were like kind of reshaped and destroyed and all these landscapes that I shot is places where you cannot really go usually, but it's huge and people are just living all around.
所以那个地方是很大的，然后可是通常平常的人是不可以进去的，可是人就是在周围生活着，所以对他来说这个地点是 you think it's suitable for shooting a science fiction?
No, I think it's so since it's places that were very destroyed by industry. They have like this huge landscape, but they cannot see it or go there. People that live there because it's private. And so I think it's important also to really go in this place and shoot them in a way that is like bring a new fiction to these places.
因为那个地方是刚才有说过啊，人是不能进去或者是擅自闯入的，所以他就是选择在这里拍摄，是因为跟那个有连接。
他这边是说，他是说，因为那个地方是私人的地方，可是那个同时又是一个完全就是被工业给摧毁的地方，所以他会觉得说，就是因为这样，所以很重要。我今天在设法进到那个地方，然后去就是用另外一种方式去讲那个地方。
这个样子。
不要，
啊，是。Maybe you can just say something also. It doesn't have to be a question.
就不一定要是一个问题，你可以说任何的，就是说你的想法，还是说你快乐啊。
You can say you didn't like it, or
或者你可以说你讨厌、你不喜欢这个作品。
Just say something, please.